A roundup of the latest news now. Here are our top stories. The 6-hour outage of social media networks, WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram leave the world on the brink of World War III. We'll be speaking to Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Turkish man finds himself after joining search party looking for him. We'll hear from the man himself. 235 dormice found in cannabis raid in southern Italy. We'll have a special report. And the new Northern Line extension leads the US Embassy in London to successfully lobby for the border of Zone 1 to be extended to include the new Embassy Gardens district in Battersea. More on those top stories to come. First to Turkey and a Turkish man, Beyhan Mutlu, who was reported missing by his wife and friends after wandering into a forest following a night out drinking. Unwittingly spent an hour helping the search party to comb an area in Bursa province, looking for a missing person before realising that the person they were seeking was in fact him. Mr. Mutlu joins us from Istanbul. Mr. Mutlu, tell us what happened.
Well, Bob, you see, sometimes you have one of those days when you drink a little bit too much rakı. It's like Turkish aniseed liqueur. And you disappear into local forest, and yes, that's what happened to me.
Yes, but tell us how you stumbled upon the search party and what happened next.
So I think I fell asleep in the forest. Luckily, we don't have tiger or lion anymore in Turkey. So I wake up later, I hear voices, dogs barking, torches shining, and I get up and see people and I ask one lady, what is this for? She say, we looking for somebody lost from the village. Did you see anyone? I say no, but I say I help them. We are looking.
Sorry, Beyhan, we're having a bit of trouble hearing you over the music. Is there any way it could be turned down?
Sorry, Bob, I work in restaurant here. This music for customer. I try, speak louder, one second. Hasan! That little bit better?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Then I see some people I know and I realize this could be me they are searching. But also quite embarrassing because in Turkey, Muslim country, not easy to have all village searching for drunk man with wife and family. My father would be very angry. So I pretend it's not me. And when they start shouting, Beyhan, I tell police officer, look, it is me. But please keep quiet about this. You must not tell my father. You understand, he will be very angry. This is sensitive subject. I want to avoid embarrassment.
What happened after that?
After that, my story was broadcast all over the international media to billions of people around the world.
Beyhan Mutlu, thank you very much indeed. In other news, social media networks Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram experienced a 6-hour outage earlier this month, which left billions of people in tech rehab, experiencing so-called tech cold turkey, no connection to the previous story of course, and the world on the brink of World War III. Joining me from his home in Palo Alto, California, is Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Mark, thank you for joining us. What happened?
Hey, Bob. Well, configuration changes on the backbone routers that coordinate network traffic between our data centers caused issues that interrupted communications. Our people are on it, and we're working around the clock to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Forgive my ignorance, but what does that mean in layman's terms?
We had a technical issue. We fixed it. We're trying to avoid it happening again.
Given the power over public opinion and influence that these social media have, is it fair for ownership of them to be concentrated in the hands of one owner, Facebook? In short, does Facebook have too much power?
We have a free market economy, Bob. Facebook is a responsible organization, and we do not abuse the privileged position we have.
You say that, but the Cambridge Analytica scandal suggests otherwise, and both Facebook and Instagram have come in for a lot of criticism recently for the often adverse mental health impact they have on teenagers, not to mention providing a platform for online abuse and racial prejudice. What do you say to that, and are you taking any steps to address it?
Very much so, Bob. We have community standards. We have a team which vets content. We have a reporting tool. We're getting savvier.
On the flip side, could you at times be censoring too much?
Come on, Bob. We're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. We can't win with you guys.
What do you say to the allegation that Facebook puts advertising revenue and profit before the public interest?
I say get on Facebook and you'll see that the commercials are benign and the content is generally pretty normal, like people posting updates about when their pets last defecated, minute-by-minute updates about their children growing up, things like that.
Mark Zuckerberg, thank you. To southern Italy now, and police carrying out a drugs raid there found both 700 cannabis plants and 235 dormice, which are said to be a favoured delicacy of the southern Italian mafia. Joining me in the studio to discuss the find is Italian criminologist and mafia expert Salvatore Gianduzzo. Salvatore, can you explain why the mafia is so keen on dormice as food?
Hello, Bob. Look, first of all, a correction. It's not the southern Italian mafia in general. It's specifically the Calabrian Ndrangheta family clan. The beaked dormouse is considered a special treat for high-ranking mafia members, and the history is a little bit complicated, but to summarize, these mafia families started as farmers, and many still are. So there was a time when there was drought or hard times. There was not much food from the land. So the people would eat the dormice, which would provide some modest nutrition. And that is how the dormouse became celebrated food, a special mafia dish which would save them from trouble. It looks like this time they ate one dormouse too many, and the police cracked down. Fascinating. Salvatore Gianduzzo, thank you very much indeed. And finally, the recently opened Northern Line extension, adding 2 new stations from Kennington to Battersea in southwest London, has resulted in a modification of London Central Zone 1 map. The change came about after the US Ambassador to the UK, Lewis Sisman, based in the Embassy Gardens district in Nine Elms, put in a call to London Mayor Sadiq Khan requesting the adjustment. We were given exclusive access to a recording of the phone call. Hello? Hello. Sadiq?
Yes?
Lewis Sussman here, U.S. Embassy. I think we met a few weeks ago.
Oh yes, of course. How are you? How are you adjusting to London?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're well and your ULEZ implementation is going to plan.
You mean the ultra-low emission zone? Yes, we like to call that ULE, like rendezvous and voulez-vous rather than ULEZ.
I thought you guys voted Brexit and don't want to do anything with continental pronunciation, French or otherwise.
Quite the reverse in London, actually, Lewis. We're very keen on all things foreign here, and most of London voted against Brexit, so it's ULE, like oil of ULE.
Are you insinuating I'm an old man?
Ha! Of course not. How can I help? I'm assuming you didn't just ring to have a chat?
You're right.
Listen, we have an issue here. This new Northern Line extension to the US Embassy, we can't have the embassy in Zone 2. I mean, that would be inconsistent with our status as a special partner of the UK. So could you maybe add Embassy Gardens to Zone 1?
Sure, but what's in it for me?
Well, what do you folks say? How long is a piece of string? We can discuss that offline. Sounds good to me.
Say, Sadiq, one more thing. Are you related to Genghis?